So we have 5 groups we're going to present. Just remind you quickly what we did. So we looked into building novel computing devices, and the workshop had sort of a number of goals. One very sort of simple goal was to learn to code with the platform, the .NET Gadgeteer, basically how to build hardware. The second goal was how to really get this together, the process of creating a new device. Like you have something where you think about the form factor, and you have to think about the functional part, and you will see with most of the prototypes there is a functional part which is built on a Gadgeteer platform, and there is a non-functional part or a semi-functional part which is more the shape of the thing. And so we figured out those things. Yeah, it's tricky to bring them together, and we have been working with hardware. We have done creative sessions and mixed it in. It was teams of 4. We had 5 teams of 4. At the beginning, we looked into how you do sleep monitoring as sort of an exercise, and then the only sort of design brief was design something which replaces the function, or at least includes the function of an alarm clock, but adds additional things which you can put on a bedside table. There were no further restrictions what people could build or wanted to build. They did it in groups, and they had to organize themselves in order to get stuff ready. We've taken a lot of videos. You're not going to see them. You may look for them in some other place. So we haven't really figured out if the groups want to have them online or not. We have live demonstrations here. Each group has about 6 minutes, so we should be ready in roughly half an hour. I have 3 presentations on my laptop. We have a camera that you can show directly, and perhaps the other 2 presentations can be brought on a stick. So can we start with one team? Who wants to start?
Hvad fanden laver du? Sindssyg kvindemenneske. Hvor fanden går du ind og? Hvad fanden? Altså, hvorfor kan ikke gå ud og sove lidt? Altså, helt ærligt.
That's not. That's not. Really fine. Okay. Over here. Well, probably that has happened to you. You know, some of you are CS researchers. You probably have a plan, have a partner. Well, we're Pavel, Alan, Christina, and also we sort of suffer from those problems, as you do, hopefully. So we give you Don't Disturb, which is a bedside device that makes sure you don't wake up your partner when you come to bed.
All right. So, as you've just seen, our scenario is sort of that design sort of from is sort of when you have to enter the bedroom after your partner's maybe gone to bed, and you really don't know if the person is sleeping or not, and maybe if the person has just fallen asleep or has been sleeping for a long time. So our idea is basically to try and provide this sort of awareness information by monitoring the sleep of a person in bed. So this is the Don't Disturb device. We have made a small door handle device. It's as you heard, it's a Gadgeteer device that sort of has this LED that will change colors based on if a person is in the bedroom and sleeping. So basically, it can monitor if we monitor if a person is in bed, if the person is sleeping or not, and ideally in which state of the sleep the person is in. The bedside device looks like this. We have, as you can see in the top left here, we have a pressure sensor that goes into the mattress to see if the person's in bed or not. The sort of white ball thing you can see on the outside is an infrared sensor that can sense movements. And we have tried at least to make like a design that would at least resemble a normal alarm clock that you wouldn't mind having standing on your table. Okay, so on the door handle we have this sort of awareness information, but we also wanted to maybe have this information available in an app, so you can actually know maybe if you can phone home or not, like if the wife's sleeping. So we have a small Android app that gives the same information. So going from red, which is the person is sleeping and just it's easy to wake up, over to the green, which is everything's clear, don't worry. And in the end, we have this as sort of our envisioned product, like a monitor that sort of is a very well, nicely designed thing you wouldn't mind having standing right next to your bed. The awareness information sort of being integrated into the existing door or wall or something that could provide some very untrusted information, and yeah, some app that could also provide this information. And I think with that we can actually show what we have been doing.
So we start with the augmented door handle, and you can see that, well, it actually is the ending for raining from the camping cottage, but just imagine and we have an attached LED attached to it, and this shows if the room is available or safe to enter. If I hold it, Alan will now show you how it can actually change when the state of the person's leaving changes. So now we have the green LED, which means you can safely enter the room. There's probably no one in the bed, or the person is moving all the time.
The devices are connected by a web server, so the motion device sends to the web server, and then the door phones the web server, finds out now it's red, right? It means that someone is lying in bed, because we activate the session.
So that means the person in the light sleep phase is probably the worst moment ever to enter the bed, because they haven't yet fallen into deep sleep, which would probably make it possible to get to the bed. Now if we wait a bit and we're just going to simulate it, well, it changes to a state where you have to take care, but it's still possible to enter the bed without waking up. Yep. There you have it. So this means it's green, but only sort of because the person is sleeping, so you have to be quiet, but it's a deep sleep phase, so it's probably safe to enter the bed. Then we'll show you the device itself. So that part, you put it inside the bed, and as you can see, it's a prototype, but we actually envision this will be a wireless sensor. This is your alarm clock replacement, and here you can see the sensor that senses the movements of the user. And that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will present you Mbed. Given the context, you might already have a guess what the name means. And our group is
Yannick.
and Simon. So our idea is social awakening, and on this picture you can see this is a person sleeping, maybe it's you. And we actually have two scenarios. So the one is a nice social thing that, what happened?
I just went to the scenarios.
So, maybe the blue circle is your project group, and you have this appointment, 10 o'clock, that you should start building your device. And what happens? So, Yanni gets up, you get a small buzzer. Yeah, Magdalena gets up, you get a small buzzer, and so on. And at some point, you wake up and see, oh, it's buzzing, what is happening? Aha, oh shit, I forgot our group meeting. So you get up and go to your group meeting. We also have a second scenario, which is a bit more nasty, and we like it a bit more, actually. So it might be you're this lazy, sleepy person, and your alarm goes off, and you like to snooze and sleep a bit more. So what will happen if you snooze? Our device will select some people in your nearest circle and trigger their alarm, so that you have some social pressure to get up and don't snooze. However, if you still choose to snooze, then it will trigger another, more wider circle. So maybe it's some people from your university, your professor or something, you don't want to wake up. And if you still snooze, it goes on, and in the end, the whole world will be woken up. So, and how did we build this device? We think it's great that we have some sensing and buzzing in the pillow. So the sensor will sense if you're in the bed, and so that the device doesn't want to wake up people that are not in bed. Of course, you want to wake up people who are in bed. And also, it detects if you get up, so that you don't wake up other people. And then we have the buzzer doing the wake up thing, or the giving you the feeling of others who actually got up. So we are getting to some thoughts behind it.
Yeah.
We don't have that? Okay, but it's still your turn.
Yeah. Some of the needs that we are addressing are basic human needs such as sleep, safety, and social connectedness. And we take advantage of this in our application in order to pressurize people into getting out of bed. This is our an idea for a graphical user interface. This is the web interface, because there are two interfaces. One is the website, and the other is on the alarm clock itself, which is much simpler. These circles indicate how long you want to sleep and the time that there is left to sleep. These are the circles. You send a request to people whether they want to join your alarm clock game. So that means that you don't actually have to participate if you don't want to. If you've woken up people by snoozing, it also informs you of that. And then you have also statistics on how many times you've snoozed and how many people you've woken up, and so on and so forth. And this is the more simplified version of the alarm clock interface, where you also have the sliding scale of the first scenario that Simon was talking about. And here, if you do not want to join, you slide it over here. It's self-explanatory. Now we're going to the demonstration.
So here you can actually see how our device looked before it was in this box, and the different elements, like here's some light sensor that you can use for the snooze function. You will see how it works soon. And these are some custom built components. Here's the vibrator, which Jani will present now.
Yes, it's inside this cushion, which I borrowed. And we made just a small plastic cup to make it a little bit louder, so you would be able to hear it. But basically, the idea was that you can use mere vibration. I will take it out after the demonstrations, so we can better show it. And we used this kind of can you see? Oh, there. This kind of sensor that senses bending to find out if the people are still sleeping or not. So we are actually getting this for real. Shall we go?
Yes. So we will now demonstrate some device waking up Jani over there. So with his hand he sleeps in the bed, and I am the person snoozing, and I send the wake up call now. And now you can either get up or you can snooze. What do you want to do?
I would like to snooze, please.
So, and now the device would send a request to another device. We have implemented this, but we could only build one device because we didn't have enough hardware. So you unfortunately can't see that. But also to show you that what happens if Jani gets up, I sent another wake up request to him. And he got up and he didn't wake up someone else. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Anne-Marie, this is Chris, and Nico, and Stephen. And we worked on something that we've decided to call Sleep Compete. What you can see here in the background, at the start of the week, we took home some sensors from our lab and monitored Stephen while he was sleeping. From the information that we gathered, using all the different sensors, what you can see here is information maybe from temperature, movement, humidity. We've created this information and kind of analysed what could we find out about people whilst they were sleeping. And Nico's charts here is interactive on a web page. And we used that information to really think about what kind of product we could make using the information we can gather from people while they're sleeping. And we came up with the idea of Sleep Compete. And the idea of Sleep Compete is really to kind of get children to kind of stay in bed. And we're talking children aged 4 to 12. So this is aimed at parents who perhaps are having trouble having their kids going to bed and staying in bed. And the idea is that this would help the children stay there because it would provide some motivation for them. And the children would receive scores for staying in bed. They would sleep longer, and this would ultimately promote healthy sleeping patterns, and they would get better behaviour at school. The parents could also use the information because it would then be, they would be able to see how well their children are sleeping, and also it might make them easier for their kids to go to sleep. So the idea is this is enjoyable for children and is very practical for parents.
So what the children will enjoy is the competition with their friends. I will show afterwards how it works, and they will receive an reward from the device, but maybe also from the parents who are staying in bed longer. From the parent side, they really want to have reliable monitoring of the children's sleep, and so they also have support at bedtime when bringing their children to bed. So how does it really work? While sleeping without any movements, the children get a point. So for every dedicated time frame, they get some point, and they can also compare it with their friends' scores that they received, and parents can monitor all the scores of their children while they're sleeping or afterwards how it went along. And these are the hardware parts that we use in our device, and actually we envision it to look like this. We have here a daisy link, it's an LED matrix on one side, we have the touch screen on the other side, a button above, and we have quite some sensors included in that, including a Wi-Fi component and the link to a web server. So we intend to have it in different colors, so in fact it was the way how we developed the device. When we zoom in how it looks like, so we have this LED matrix. While there are movements, nothing happens. When you sleep while not moving, you get a point. For another time frame, you get a point. Again, when you use, nothing happens. And then again, for not moving, you receive a point. And on the display, we also have two displays that we show. So one is the current time, and when you touch it, you can see the scores and compare it with your friends. For the parents, we have a web interface where you can see the scores of your children, you can see the history, and you also can zoom in on some charts. And of course, we also provide an app where you can see everything on your mobile device. And actually, we got our device working. We had a sleeping competition at night. We're not children, but we still use it. Actually, I won, so yeah. And I'd like to have you presenting the device now.
Okay, so right now the device is in non-sleeping mode. We have a button underneath the bed, which can detect once you go to bed. And once you start sleeping, you'll start receiving scores. Right now it's running at 5 times per second, just for well, presentation purposes. But once you move, you won't get points. There you go. Because, well, you weren't sleeping well at that point in time. At the front, you have the touch screen. And there you can see the current scores of, well, your friends that aren't sleeping and yourself. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, we ran this last night, an entire night, and it worked. And so congratulations, you slept better than we did. Thank you.
Hi, all. We developed the time zone traveler. It's a sleeping aid for frequent travelers. So it helps you to adjust to different time zones. It also already before the travels it suggests you bedtimes so that you can adapt to the coming time zone already beforehand. It tracks your sleep, so it constructs a sleep profile of your habits. For example, it calculates the time window when you usually go to sleep and how long do you need to sleep, and with that, and also your tolerances for example for light. So if you're from US and you're traveling to Finland in the summer and you're sensitive to light, then it suggests you to adjust your sleep already a week beforehand, for example, delaying the bedtime 1 hour per day. The system consists of a bedside device, which is responsible of tracking and collecting the data of your sleep, but also has a display of a clock and, for example, the suggested bedtimes. We also have the web application where you can see more history, but we'll go to that later. Our functional prototype has basically 4 views. The initial view is the clock view, so it displays the current time, and then the suggested go to bed bedtime for tonight. When you go to bed, you click the screen and it turns black when you fall asleep. When it tracks some motion, which means that when you're waking up, it shows the sleep view here, and then you can either turn your back and continue sleeping, but if you don't feel asleep, you can click the button and it displays some suggestions according to your profile. For example, if the room is too hot, it might suggest that, okay, lower the temperature of your hotel room. So yeah, we will demonstrate later. Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah.
The system architecture is shown, but considering that detecting sleep is a tricky thing, or you may share the room with someone else, we try to use as many sensors as we can. These include light sensor, motion sensor, other positive infrared sensor. We make use of a Wi-Fi module to connect to the internet. We also happen to have a camera which can be used for further purposes like image processing if we are not sure that our user is not sleeping or not. And for further interaction, we also added a touchscreen display to our deployment prototype.
So yeah, well, there's like I said, there's the bedside device, and it collects the data. It collects from the motion sensor. It collects how long do you sleep, from the temperature, humidity. What other sensors there were? The light and so on. It collects the kind of your tolerances and your like regular bedroom conditions, and then it transfers the data to the server side.
So On the service side, it does various things that are related to the idea that you as an individual may have a unique sleep pattern. Now that doesn't mean that you are completely unique. There are other people who sleep like you, who wake up in the middle of the night not knowing where they are like you, who have difficulty dealing with jet lag in the same way as you do. So there's no reason in principle why you can't learn how your sleep profile might behave in a given situation by looking at how other people's sleep profiles behave in a given situation. So there are various problems associated with that, but at the beginning what we did was we said, okay, we'll have this information on the server, so we'll be doing crowd profiling. We'll also give you the ability, logically, to give you information about, to give it information about your travel plans, what you're going to be doing, and also to return suggestions to you about, yeah, you should maybe go sleep a little bit earlier today, the same as we discussed earlier. So there's also this how to get information in there. Obviously I could program it by hand, which would take a little bit of time and hassle and not be great fun, or I could just maybe have a little widget, or I could have, you know, some means to say, oh, scan my email and find out where my airline tickets are taking me, you know. So provides detailed information to and from the user. So I think we've got a screenshot. Yeah. So okay, this is kind of part of this. This is, again, this is the examining yourself side of it. So when do I get tired? Do I wake up in the middle of the night? Can you tell me why I wake up in the middle of the night? Because I'd certainly be interested. It gives you some information such as like your chronotype. So here it's just saying you're a night owl. You don't like going to bed in the evening. You don't like waking up in the morning. So in this case we said, okay, if you could go back and look at your sleep history perhaps in detail. I can't imagine everyone would want to do that, but some people certainly would. And here we've just got a little illustration of how it might be to perhaps say, okay, I'm in the United States, but I used to, usually I'm somewhere around here, and this is my ghost self. This is what I'm going to feel like when I'm better, when this and this are together. In the meantime, this is kind of where my non-jet lag self is. It's all, I don't know, about a third of the way across the Atlantic right now, and it's going to catch me up a bit later, and I'll be feeling a lot better.
Okay, yeah, so now we'll do the demonstration. Oh, there.
Okay, so this is the form factor of our time zone traveler clock. This is the first screen.
Well, yeah. No, because
So, okay, I'll just point out. Here on top, this is the time being displayed on the clock, and here it tells the time that you should go to sleep based on your travel plans and your profile. And then it tells that if you go to bed, when you're going to bed, press the button and let me know. So here I press the button.
yeah, so meanwhile it went black before it sensed again motion, and then it turned to this. Yeah.
Here it sends a motion over here, and it tells, okay, so you have woken up, maybe you are having a disturbed sleep. There are some things that don't work for you according to your profile, be it temperature, be it the light, maybe you should drink your water. So for further help, please ask me. So here's what, press the button. Yeah, so it tells that to decrease the light, decrease the temperature, it's not suitable to your profile, and it gives a pictorial suggestion on that, and tells that after you are done with these adjustments, let me know, press the button, and I'll monitor you again for any changes or some problems. So here we did it just based on the time. It's in two parts, and the location based thing is in another gadget. So we'll combine it later and to make the full thing workable.
It kind of takes a little time because it reverse lookups the IP. I think that's why we like here actually.
Yeah, so this part is tracking your location and yeah. Yeah, okay.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe we have to leave it running. Okay, thank you.
Okay, today we are presenting an early stage prototype of a system we have decided to call Ambient Hall Manager. And the basic concept is that the system is projecting some basic information when you just get awake in the morning. And well, the key feature right now is that it's showing whether the bathroom is available or not. So when you get up in the morning, you will know if you can stay in bed or if the bathroom is available. The system can also provide other sorts of information. For example, like what is the weather like? Are there any new incoming emails? Is it time to go for the bus? And is the call to The idea is also when you turn around in bed that the projector is like detecting you and following. So when you're like on your back, there will be a projector on the ceiling. And again, like the system consists of a bedside device, which is also an alarm clock. Then there's a mobile app for controlling the system. And for example, in the bathroom, there are sensors for like detecting if someone is in there or not. The essential key feature of this project is that the information should be presented simple. So we have focused on using large, simple icons and with a minimal amount of text. And the system is connected through Wi-Fi, so there's not going to be wires all over the place. And now we're going to get some more detailed information about the system.
Okay, so the target users for this application are, first of all, families. Say you have like a brother and sister, and the brother wants to wake up, but his sister's always taking an hour in the bathroom every morning. For some reason, I don't know what girls do there, but so he'll have his alarm clock, he'll set it, and he'll wake him up as soon as the sister gets out of the bathroom, instead of waking up and the bathroom is occupied. And also like students who live in student dormitories where there's many people waiting in line for one bathroom. Okay, so our system, as you see, consists of a couple of gadgeteer modules. One gadgeteer module will put in next to your bedside, which will be your alarm clock, and it can talk to the other modules that are like in the bathroom that recognize movement in the bathroom. And we also have, so this is a projector that projects next to your bed. It'll show like on the walls, it'll show if there's somebody in the bathroom, or it'll show if there's going to be a bus coming soon. And this is the smartphone app, an Android app, that you can control what time you want to set your alarm to, or and it'll show you like right now it's 12 degrees. And this is the device in the bathroom with the movement monitor, with the movement detector. Okay, so now I think we'll show you the system. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the wall. It's a picture of like a bathroom. It's occupied and it's rainy outside. She's very close. Okay, so now we're going to go to the actual system. Okay, so yeah, so what we see here is the projector is now projecting on the wall. It says that the bathroom's occupied and the bus will be here in 10 minutes. We can also show the weather, so if you go, so scroll over to this. Yeah. So yeah, now the display yeah, so here you can see the smartphone application. Yeah.
You can control whether you would like to view the information about the bus or about the weather, and you can set the alarm clock for the mobile application. Okay, so now it's display the weather, which is what I just selected, and also that is display that the bathroom is occupied because there's some light turn on and there's a motion detected.
Okay, so I think that's it. Or this feature work?
can show with the camera the device, the micro projector or the video projector.
Show with the camera that you are having on your head.
The keyboard, what you built. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Just take this side. It's this is like an alarm clock and the projector. So on this side, there's a little button to turn on the alarm clock, and then we have the sensor.
This is the motion sensor that detects the motion whether it's in the bathroom, and this is the light sensor to make sure that it's a person in the bathroom, not a cat or something.
And you have already seen the mobile app. Okay, good.
Thank you. Yeah, so this concludes the presentation from Workshop C, and we were really surprised how far everybody got. And what you have seen is basically mainly integrating with the web, building new devices, even sort of attaching things where you can, VGA output, etc. And so we were quite thrilled how hard you worked. So thank you. It was great working with you during that week and seeing all the creativity come together on the hardware, software, and IT side. So thank you again.